Hey, Team Race2Serve. My name is Karen Fair, and this is our weekly team call. It is Sunday, April 22nd already, which is crazy. And our topic tonight is all about Success Club SOS. And I've actually done a recent call about this in November. However, not only do I have more tips to help you hit Success Club, but I actually want to start out a little bit differently than I did last time I did this training. There are some new coaches on here. There are some of you that have been here a long time. And so we're going to really dig into what is Success Club, because it's very important for your business, what it is not, and how do you achieve it every single month to keep momentum going in your business. So I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to hit up the PowerPoint. Make sure you have pen and paper, because smart people take notes. And we're just going to dig into this right away so I can get you guys out of here at a decent time. All right. Perfect. Here we go. Oops, all right. Let's hope this doesn't actually go ahead of me. So just let me give me a nod. Y'all can see this. Everybody can see this. Excellent. Let me just move you guys down here so that way everybody can see. All right. So first, we're just going to start talking about why Success Club is important. First of all, I know every single one of you, and I know your hearts, and you're all beautiful women who have a heart for people. And so when you have a purpose-driven business, when purpose is leading you, you have to have something that's going to hold you accountable in your purpose. I think a lot of us steer away from points because we're all about people over points, and that is 1,000% true. The point represents a person. So what Success Club is a way for you to measure that you are, you're doing what you said you were going to do. And so we all have a purpose in this business, and that is to help people get on a path where transformation can occur. Inside out transformation, right? And fitness is just how we get our foot in the door. But we do believe that people can get absolutely physically healthy, not just spiritually and emotionally healthy. We believe in the programs that we have, the products that we have are top of the line. And so we're here not just to help individuals get healthy, but families. And so Success Club is not necessarily a measure of your ability. So if you're not hitting it, it doesn't mean that you're not smart. It doesn't mean that you're not qualified. It's just a measure of accountability. So I did throw in Proverbs 14:23 here, because when I was flying back from Mexico, I was camping out in Proverbs for a long time. And this verse just hit home for me on all levels. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. You can take this verse and apply it to so many different angles, but I really felt like God was pushing it on my heart to talk about this tonight as a team. Because here's the reality. This business has a lot of potential financially. We don't talk about the finances a lot, but it does have a lot of that potential. But a lot of coaches quit before they ever see it, because there's a lot of talk and no action, and there's a lack of patience. And so you need to understand that what Success Club does is it takes the dream and the vision and the purpose, and it makes sure that you're putting it into action with tangible steps to actually see results. And so that's what Success Club means. And so when I'm seeing a lot of Success Club zeros, I'm not looking at you guys and being like, wow, nobody cares about people. No, I know that you do. But what's happening is that there's just a lot of talking, and the fear is preventing us from moving forward and acting. And so that scripture verse is key. Hard work brings a profit. You have to put things to action, and Success Club is your marker. And I put that on there for a reason. We don't work 9 to 5 in Beachbody. We don't. Some of you work an hour a day. Some of you work 2 hours a day. Some of you work maybe on just the weekends. You bulk all your hours when you have time off. And so because we don't clock in and clock out, the only way for us to measure our actual progress in the business is Success Club. That is it. So for me personally, I have a goal. Every single month, I need to hit at least Success Club 10, and Graham, because I run his business, needs to at least hit Success Club 5. Right now I'm at 12 and he's at 8. And so it's a minimum for me. When I first started coaching almost 3 years ago, my goal was just Success Club 5. Right? And Graham was 0. Graham never had anything. I was like, he could just say 0, whatever. It's just been now that I'm like, holy moly, I get to actually work his business. So just understand that I'm in a level at my business where you don't need to be where I am yet, but you should be constantly leaving your comfort zone, or else you won't grow. And so that's what Success Club does, is it measures It's a measure of accountability for your business. Why else is Success Club important? Because as you hit Success Club and you go up in rank in the business, so we go from Emerald to Ruby, Diamond, Star Diamonds, you get customer leads from Beachbody. You guys know this. I tell you all the time. I get like 10 new clients a week from Beachbody. And I just talked to one while I was in Mexico who wants to become a coach. And it's just really cool, right? And so Beachbody doesn't just give any customer a coach. They look for the coaches who aren't, you can even hit Emerald and not get customer leads. They don't care if you hit a rank if you're not hitting Success Club. Why? Because Success Club shows them that it's not just talk, there's action, there is more effort behind the dream, and you are actually helping people get set up with challenge packs, get something on Home Direct. You're plugging them in with the resources that we know work. And so once you do that, Beachbody sends you customers. And last but not least, yes, there's Success Club incentives that Beachbody offers. If you hit Success Club every single month for 12 months, you do earn trips like Mexico or the Bahamas next year. But I'm just going to preface that by saying, I don't want you to chase perks. I want you to chase purpose. And the perks will follow when your purpose has action-driven behaviors behind it. All right, now let's get to the logistics of what is Success Club, because there are some of you that are new. There are some of you that are not new, but maybe you don't know the full spiel. So Success Club 5 means that you've served 3 people, and Success Club 10 means that you served 5. So what do these people need to get? First of all, for you to even qualify for Success Club, not to earn it, but to qualify for it, you yourself have to have a personal order of 90 personal volume on Home Direct. So all of us should have Shakeology on Home Direct. So if you have Shakeology on Home Direct every month, you immediately have that 90 volume, okay? Then you have to earn at least 5 Success Club points to qualify for Success Club 5, and then 10 gives you Success Club 10. It does have the note here that you can only earn 2 points for each customer every 6 months. So if you have a customer that signed up with Beachbody and Shakeology, you get 2 Success Club points. If they decide the next month that they want to get Daily Sunshine and something else that's a challenge pack, you won't get another 2 points, and you won't get another 2 points if they get Shakeology again. It has to be that maybe they fell off for 6 months and suddenly they want it again, then you would get those points again. But once you have a customer that's getting Shakeology on Home Direct, you get that commission every month, but you don't get the Success Club points every month. It's a one-time thing. Now, how do you actually earn it? So this was how you qualify, is that you yourself have to have Shakeology or something that you've bought that's on 90 PV and Home Direct. Then to earn it, this is the key part right here. So customer orders, 2 Success Club points you gain for every new Home Direct product or challenge pack worth at least 90 personal volume. If you don't know what volume means, if you go on Beachbody's site, every single product that we have or program has a volume attached to it. I think Recover is like 52, Energize is 40 something. Like everything has volume attached to it. So it doesn't just mean challenge packs. They could get Daily Sunshine. They could get a performance stack of Energize, Hydrate, and Recover, and you could hit Success Club points with them. And so, but it has to be on Home Direct. So it's either for new Home Direct products or a challenge pack that's at least 90 volume with its worth. You can get 1 Success Club point for multiple Home Direct products that at least total 90 personal volume. So maybe it's not a full challenge pack. Maybe they didn't get combinations or a bundle package. But if you get multiple, like if they decide I want Energize and Recover on Home Direct and Hydrate on Home Direct, so it all totals 90, and they're doing all 3 on Home Direct, that would give you 1 Success Club point. Now, let's say you're enrolling a coach. So for personally sponsored coaches, you can get 2 points if your new coach who's signing up is getting a Home Direct order or a challenge pack. But they just have to order within 31 days of their enrollment for you to get those 2 Success Club points. And then same thing, 1 Success Club point for multiple Home Direct products that at least get them 90 volume within the 31 days. So if this is a little bit confusing, you can go to just Success Club points FAQ on Google, or you and I can talk about it a little bit more. But just know, I think the simplest way is Home Direct, like challenge packs, and Home Direct orders that are at least 90 PV give you 2. And then the 1 is when there's no challenge pack at all, but there's a lot of Home Direct orders that total 90. All right, let's bust a myth right off the bat. People aren't just going to come to you. I think a lot of people sign up and become coaches and they just assume that they're going to be like rock stars on social media and that people are going to come to them and be like, I want this, I want this, I want this. And you know what? Maybe in the beginning of your business, you get a couple of those, but here's the reality. I hit these Success Club points every single month because I started at zero, just like you at the very beginning. It's all behind the scenes. Everything is behind the scenes. So if you have this theory that I'm just going to have a rock star post and expect people to come to me and I'm just going to sit here and wait, that's just not reality. That is not real life. That doesn't happen. At my level in my business, I post at least 3 times a day on social media. When you first start, you could get by with just 1 time a day, honestly. You could, just 1 post a day, make sure it adds a lot of value. But I'm in a stage where I do need to share more and add more value because my business has just grown in that direction, okay? And so people aren't just going to come to you. This is where you need to be really intentional about how, like basically making sure that you're investing and inviting as much as possible behind the scenes and constantly having a list of people that you're working through. And so why did I put in run with the willing and don't wait to sign them up? People will talk themselves out of things so fast. I don't care how excited they are. If they're ready, don't be like, oh, can we just wait till May? Because I really want to hit Success Club 5 in May. So can I wait? Like, can I push your order till May? Because I'm already at Success Club 5 now. Guys, don't do that. Like, if someone is ready, run with the willing. Work with the willing. If a conversation is getting too difficult and feels awkward, they're not ready. So if someone is ready, just go for it. Because that was me. Maybe some of you aren't dealing with this yet, but you might. I was that person who was like, I already hit Success Club, blah, blah. I'm going to try and like push off this person's order so I can hit it for the next month. It's as if I was telling God, like, I don't trust that you will bring the right people the next month. So I'm just going to try and like almost like save it. It reminds me of that passage in the Bible, like manna, right? Like he gives daily needs daily. It's what you need daily. So we have to trust that. Do your best, share, talk to people behind the scenes, be intentional, be proactive. And when they're ready, you just go. You just sign them up. You do the share a cart, you get them set up, you send them a welcome email, you plug them in, you start working with them, because we don't close sales in the business, y'all. We open relationships. When somebody buys something, that's not when we stop. That's when everything begins. That's when everything starts to go deeper. All right. Finish strong to start strong. So it's almost May. April is wrapping up. If you've already thrown in the towel, that's a mistake. It's a mistake. Do you know that I've started at Success Club 0 and I have hit Success Club in the last day of the month? You can hit Success Club in 1 day. 3 people in 1 day. You can do that. The biggest mistake I see happen is when people are like, well, I'm a week away from May, so I'll try again next month. You're missing an opportunity, because if you do nothing these last couple of weeks, the first 2 weeks of May are going to be even harder. This is the time to really be extra intentional. I'm going to give you I think it's 10 tips of how you can hit Success Club right after this call, but we're getting there. I'm just kind of setting you up so that your mindset is in the right place. I know we get scared to talk about points, but I already know all of your hearts in this business, and I know my heart in this business. And I know that when you guys go out, you're not looking for points. You're looking for people that you can serve, right? This is just a marker. This is just making sure that it's not all talk, that you're putting action behind your talking. So here we go. We're digging right in. You ready? Here are your 10 tips to hit Success Club this month. I believe each of you can do it. And guess what? I actually put this to the test yesterday because I was like, wait a minute. Let me just make sure these are legit. So yesterday, I did this very first one. I created a list of strong prospects. So this is a list of 30 to 50 people. Yeah, it's a lot of people. And this is actually something I have all of you do as new coaches. Like, one of the first things I have you do is create a list of 30 to 50 people as much as possible. It's a big list. And in it, you can write down like somebody who is definitely ready for me to invite, somebody I just want to pour into a little bit longer, somebody maybe I want to follow up with. If it's new relationships, using the acronym FORM is really great. Talking about family, occupation, recreation, and then the message. The message of, I'm going to be leading a group with a bunch of amazing women for something called To Be Mindset, where we're just going to create a healthier relationship with food. And I'm so excited that we're literally going to have a nutritionist in our living rooms, just teaching us how to transform the way that we see food? You know, is that something that you would like information on, right? Like, so this is the message. This is where you really go for it and you send that bold invitation, but you have to earn the right to invite somebody. So that's the first thing I did yesterday is I created a list of names. Coming back from Mexico, I was kind of all over the place. Like for a week, I kind of flew by the seat of my pants. So I said yesterday, you know what? I know it's Saturday, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna write a list of names. And I messaged like 10 people. And like, I want to say 3 of them got back to me and 1 of them signed up in 5 minutes. I was on my way to the zoo with my family. Like literally on the phone, I was like, share a cart, doop, done, right? And so it was just like one of those moments where she's like, this is totally a God thing. I was thinking about you. And I was like, I need to talk to Karen. If I hadn't even started that conversation, she probably would have talked herself out of it, right? But it was one of those moments where I was like, yes, like I would love to have her and like do this with her. And it's just some one-on-one coaching. She's postpartum. So I want to make a list of strong prospects. And don't be salesy. This is just an opportunity for you to be like, hey, how's 2018 going so far? You know, what are some of your priority goals this year? You know, I'd love for you to share with me some of them. Just start a conversation and they may open the door naturally. Number 2, incentives and creating urgency. So this is something that I don't do a lot, but it has a lot of value. So I did this yesterday too, okay? So yesterday, if you go back to my post, I shared my before and after while I was pregnant and after, and I said a whole bunch of stuff. And then at the very end, I said, I'm looking for 3 women who want to dive in with me. And the first 3 women that do are going to get the book Made to Crave by Lisa Turkers for free. So there's an incentive. I need people to feel the urgency. The end of this month, the first 3 people are going to get Made to Crave. And I had people fill out the form. Melanie was one of them. She already signed up. She's getting the book. And so I want you guys to sort of think about what are some ways that you can offer an incentive if you want to hit Success Club this month. You know, you can say I'm looking for 3 women, and the first 2 that sign up can get a $20 Amazon gift card, or you could pick another personal development or spiritual development book. You could pick a resistance band, maybe the loops, right? Or the slides from 80 Day Obsession. You could do a clean eating grocery list, or a free clean eating guide, or a t-shirt. You could do so many things with incentives just to help give people that push. I love Cross Training Couture. They have amazing scripture tanks. And so they're not necessarily cheap, but they're amazing. You guys see me wear them all the time. You could gift one of those and just say like, I'd love to gift this for the first 2 people that sign up. Maybe it like aligns with the theme of your group or something. And so having an incentive and creating urgency, like this is the last week to sign up. You know, I will be closing signups on this date. And so I have 3 spots open. And especially too, if you're emailing people, you can create a sense of urgency even in private messages and just say, I'm so excited that you're interested, just to let you know, deadline is this date. And I already have, you know, these like 2 people that are talking to me because they're interested. And so, you know, the sooner that we can chat about it, the better, just so we can get you set up before signups close. Like you can add that layer of urgency in there because a lot of people just twiddle their thumbs. This is also a season of tax returns, guys. A lot of people have extra income. And what better way to spend it than on your health, investing it back in you. And it's not in something that's temporary. It's something that will be a lifestyle decision. And so it's not that people don't have the income. Money's always cycling around. It's just a matter of where will you decide to spend it. Number 3 is sharing a bag. Listen, this may be beneath you. It is not beneath me because I've done it with my brother, okay? So I remember in the very beginning of my business, I was like, I just need one more person. And it was like literally the like last minute. And I was like, Tico, just get it and I will split the bag with you, right? And I like split the money with him and he got it and it was fine. But sometimes you can do that. Like if you have close friends or family members that are willing to share a bag of Shakeology on Home Direct, or there's multiple of them that want to split a bag, like maybe not with you, but maybe it's like a husband and a wife or siblings that will split it with themselves. Like that's fine. You can do that. And so sometimes maybe $60 each feels more manageable. I had a client sign up, this was a while ago, and she and her roommate really wanted to do my group. And so she asked me, like, would you be open if we got a challenge pack, but we split the cost and we both use the same bot account and split a bag of Shakeology? And I said, sure. Like, I think that when you're in college, that makes total sense. And so I totally allowed that. That's fine. And so if you're reaching an audience where people are roommates or live together, you can absolutely present that as an option where they can share the cost, share the bag. All right, number 4 is progress pictures. These go a long way. So if you don't have any of your own, I mean, ask some people on the team. I know Brittany has some amazing progress pictures. Sam has amazing progress pictures. Pictures speak really, really loud. And don't just post a picture and like leave it at that. There should be a story behind the image. You know, who were you before you started taking care of yourself? Who were you before you realized that your body is a temple and it is worth taking care of? And then who are you now? How do you feel now? What's different? Talk about that in the progress picture. Don't just post like, you know, hashtag Transformation Tuesday and that's it. Like, put a story, let people feel your emotion, and then make sure there's a call to action. So don't just post a progress picture and call it done. Post a progress picture and say, like, I am looking for 2 women or 3 women that want to go on this journey with me, that want a coach and a cheerleader in their corner. You know, women who aren't afraid to step out of their comfort zone and realize that their health is a priority, you know, and then you could like combine it all together. The first 2 women that say yes and go all in with me will earn, like, will get this, you know, the book, the t-shirt, the Amazon gift card, whatever you want to do. You can do that. So the post I did yesterday to sort of test all this out had everything combined. It was a progress picture, it had incentive, it had urgency, it had everything kind of all together. But progress pictures are always a great way to sort of boost the sense of urgency and talk about you. And maybe you haven't done a program from start to finish and you don't have a progress photo specifically, but I bet you can all look back at pictures of yourselves from 3, 4, 5 years ago and tell a story between her and you now, right? I have so many of those stories and I'm always recycling my story. You can never be too repetitive with your story because every single time it reaches a new person. And so it does matter. And if people are getting sick of it, they're not your tribe, and it's okay. Just let them do them. Number 5 is emails. Facebook and social media has a lot of benefits, but the reality is with our algorithm today, not everybody sees your posts. So it's not that people don't like what you're posting or maybe aren't even interested. They could very well be. They're just not seeing it because of the algorithm. And unless you have Facebook ads out there, which is another option on here, by the way, that you could do an ad, it's really difficult to make sure everybody's eyes are on it. So if you're a baby coach, this is something to start right now. If you're not a baby coach, this is something to catch up on, is creating an email list. I have an email list of about 400 people. And every time a new group opens up, or if I just want to do like free tips or whatever, they get an email from me. And it's really always surprising to me, the people that respond to those emails, because I'm like, you definitely follow me on social media. Like, but it's interesting that the email catches their attention more because it's not in the midst of a lot of noise. They're just getting a personal email from me. And so I've gotten a lot of people that sign up from email. So you could do a last call email. You could put the words free in the subject. Just make sure that if you do F and the star, R and the star, E and the star, E and the star. Because if you use the word free by itself, it will go to their junk mail or spam. Just a side note. So you could do like free Made to Crave book. And then in your email, you can explain like your group and how the first 2 women that sign up can get a free Made to Crave book by you. So you can get creative that way, or you can do the subject title however way you feel comfortable. But those are just some ways that you can get people to move with you and sign up for you to also hit your goal and make sure that you have people to serve, because you're not just hitting your goal to hit a goal. Your goal is to serve people. So you're trying to bring people to you. And so a lot of it just requires just us to have more ways and more platforms that we can reach people, since the algorithm doesn't always work to our advantage. Number 6 is post one more time on social media with a call to action. So if you have a group that's about to start, it's not too late tonight. Like, I know Amy and Katie have groups starting tomorrow. You guys are co-leading a group together. You could totally do a last call post right now. Be like, last call. I'm looking for one more woman who wants to do this with us. We start tomorrow. There's no time to waste. Here's what you'll get. Here's, like, you know, you could make it very simple, very clear. You could add a progress picture. You could do like a really fun, like, one picture. Make sure it's you. When you do posts, please don't use stuff that's like cheesy or what's the word? There's a word for it, but stock photos. Don't use stock photos. Use your face. People will stop scrolling when they see you. Okay, so you could do a last call post if you would like, and get that set up and rolling. Number 7 is check archived messages on Facebook from the last 6 months. If you're a new coach, you may not have this, but for me, sometimes I just feel like people slip through the cracks. And so sometimes I just go through all my messages. I give my thumb a nice workout, and I just kind of go back to making sure that I left off every conversation with an open door, making sure I didn't like not respond to anybody. So sometimes it's just helpful to go back if you've been a coach for a while. If you're not tracking, make sure that you are tracking all of your conversations, that you are using either Google Streak or you're using, Asana, A-S-A-N-A, like that's another way you can track, or you're just using pen and paper. Make sure you're tracking everybody you're talking to. That way you don't lose people. Number 8 is referrals. So maybe, with 2B Mindset coming out, you could ask some friends, maybe, hey, do you know of anybody who is really just like struggled with food all around? I'm looking to find 10 women who maybe want to go on a journey with me where there's no exercise required, no calorie counting, no containers, nothing like that. Just really kind of heal from the inside out from food addiction or food struggles altogether. And so I'm just curious if you know anybody that this might interest. And it might interest them, and it might interest some of their friends. And so that's something to consider, is referrals if you are stuck. Number 9 is create a Facebook event. So it's a really great way to create an event on Facebook. If you don't know how to do that, Google it, YouTube it. It's really simple. And what events do is that not only is it now public on your page, but it also allows you to invite people personally, manually. So you can do a faster invitation process, and it can be personal with the behind the scenes messaging as well. And so I do events all the time for all of my groups, because I actually find that it's easier for me to track all my conversations through an event than outside of an event. So Facebook events are another great way that you can just kind of create that excitement within it. It's one place people can go where all the information is, so you're not repeating yourself a million times and be like, here's the event, all the details are in there. Let's touch base tonight. Once you've read it, I'd love to hear if this is something that, would be great for you or that you'd like to do. And so that would be good. We've done a lot of trainings on here about Facebook events. And so if you would like a training on how to do Facebook events, just tell me and I can send you those links. And then number 10, the last one, is contact a business owner. This one is a little bit non-traditional. We don't do this as much today in our world because social media has sort of taken over real life. But this is totally an option, and it's totally doable, that you can hire a business owner of a company and maybe consider running a health challenge for the employees, maybe a fitness challenge for them. I know when I used to work in mental health, we did things like that all the time, of like the whatever that watch is called, Fitbit. People just did a lot of different things where you can earn. And so it might be really fun if you know some companies or if you have some connections of being like, hey, could I come and talk to your employees about a possible fitness challenge? And you could kind of make it really fun with a challenge pack, whether you do some tracking and some partner challenges and ways to track points with gifts and things like that, and just see if that could be an opening. Listen, some of you might roll your eyes and be like, yeah, that's not for me. But some of you, this actually may work really well for, depending on if you have connections and your personality. So I'm just throwing it out there because I think it could be really great. But those are the main tips that I want to give you tonight. I'm pretty sure we'll get to that in a second. So that's it. So just taking back, list of strong prospects that you, like, not just a list of people that are like blah, that have been ignoring you and ghosting you. No, I'm talking about like a list of people that you know could really benefit and they could be really interested. 30 to 50 people. 2, incentives and urgency. 3, maybe multiple people share a bag and join your group. Maybe they share the challenge pack if they live together. 4, do a progress picture. 5, consider sending an email, like personal emails. If you're short on time, you could do a mass email that's still individualized with the name, but you could send them out all at once. Number 6 is post one more time on social media with a call to action. 7 is check archived messages on Facebook from the last 6 months or Instagram. 8 is referrals. 9 is creating a Facebook event. And then 10 is contact a business owner. So you guys know that we're running 2B Mindset as a team for those of you who are doing that with me. And so, yeah, I'm totally going to be creating an event for that. And so I would really encourage you to create an event as early as like this week and start to hype up that event as much as possible, because May 2nd is right around the corner. And so one of my plans for tomorrow's business hours is to start creating an event for 2B Mindset and doing what's called a pre-launch. And so that's before the launch before the launch, where you start to like ease it in without specific information. And then you do the hard launch after. And so I would encourage you all to start creating events for 2B Mindset. The last thing I want to wrap up with is just systems and self-care. This is a side note with just being a Beachbody coach and just the reality. The business is a lot of fun, but it's so important to create systems and to ensure that you are taking care of yourself. And here's what I mean by systems. Once you become a coach for a while, you're going to realize that you're helping a lot of people, and it's a lot of people. So creating system of welcome emails, for example, I created the welcome email right from the bat. As soon as a new client signed up or a new coach signed up, I have emails that are ready to go, where all I do is just plug in their name and it's set up. You can create a YouTube video for new clients where it's just you and your face. Maybe you share your screen on Zoom and teach them how to use Beachbody On Demand. Don't say their name, just say like, hey, beautiful, I'm so excited you're here, right? You can duplicate that over and over. This is how you start to create systems so you're not working on overtime. Blog posts is really great. You guys know I use my blog all the time where I have all the information. So To Be Mindset, even though I never launched my blog post, that blog post is up and has everything everybody needs to know about To Be Mindset. So when I launch it, I can send people to my blog and be like, hey, I'm so excited that you want information. Here's the blog post with all the details. I'll touch base with you tonight so we can chat more. That way, you're not having to regurgitate the information over and over. And the last one is application forms. I use Google Forms for everything at this point because it really helps me to filter who's serious, like committed versus interested, right? If they are really serious, they're going to fill out the application. If they're just like, and they don't even take the time to answer like 5 questions, then I'm probably not going to set up a phone call with them or really like pursue it as hard. And so I've come a point in my business where I have a family, I have a son, you have to earn my time. I'm not just going to give my time to everybody because my time is valuable. And so when you create systems, you're able to do things like go on vacation and unplug, or when you unplug with your family, you don't feel guilty because when you do plug in, you've got systems that are working for you. And so as you're achieving Success Club and you're wanting to do all these things, I don't want you to feel like you have to work overtime or add more hours to your day. No, it's not about adding hours to your day. It's just using the hours you have wisely. It's using your time wisely, and systems are a big part of it. And then self-care. You control your hours. You control your hours. So for me, I work 2 to 3 hours a day. It just kind of depends. Like Graham is really weird right now on this rotation where he does the 4 p.m. to 11 a.m. and sleeps till 3 p.m. So I've got some nights right now that I'm working when I normally didn't. And that's okay. Like we just kind of flow with his schedule. But I control my hours. My hours don't control me. Beachbody does not control me. My notifications are turned off. Nobody's like I check it on my time. Unplug 1 day a week. That is something I'm requiring you to do as your mentor. You can choose not to, but you need to unplug 1 day a week as much as possible. Take a Sabbath. It's important. Number 3 is commit to your business hours with excellence and then unplug with excellence. I get really annoyed when people unplug. I'm like, unplug from what? You didn't even do anything. So like, here's where I get kind of hard as a coach in that I don't mind people unplugging. The unplug movement is wonderful, but make sure that you unplug like because you've plugged in. So when I say I'm unplugging, it's because when I was plugged in, it was with purpose, intentionality, and excellence. I feel like I was faithful with what God has given me because this business is absolutely a blessing and a gift from him. So I'm going to honor him with the responsibility he has given me to change, like to help touch lives of people. And so when I'm plugged in, I'm plugged in. And then when I unplug with my family, I'm with my family, right? And so just make sure that you do commit to your business hours. Because what I see happen a lot is coaches start to treat their business like a hobby and expect business results. It doesn't work that way. You get out what you put in, right? All hard work leads to profit, but mere talk leads to poverty. And then commit to your own personal wellness journey and share about it consistently. Don't lose the joy of your own health journey. You're not working out because you're a Beachbody coach. You're not drinking Shakeology because you're a Beachbody coach. Becoming a Beachbody coach was a natural choice because you already loved doing those things. Maybe you don't like to work out. That's fine. By the way, you don't have to like working out to be a coach. You just have to understand that it's important to take care of your health. And so where I see a lot of coaches hit a rut in their business is when they lose their story. They're no longer a product of the product. They're no longer taking care of themselves. So suddenly it feels so salesy and hypocritical to do any of this. And so in the midst of it all, you don't do a program just because everybody else is doing it. Don't promote 80-Day Obsession if you don't feel like it's the program for you. Don't do it resentfully. A lot of people are doing 80-Day Obsession again, and I'm not. I've had my time. I'm like, thank you. I'm done now. There's a lot of resistance. I'm a hit person. I know myself. And so even though my business might take a hit because I think there's a lot of profit potential with running it again, now that I've done it once and people have watched me to then take them on the ride, I'm trusting that I don't want to do something to be a follower. I'm going to do what I know how to do best and make sure that I don't compromise my joy and my story with my health journey, right? And so systems and self-care are kind of an add-on to this team call for a reason, because there's a lot of you on here and you're so committed and you're so fired up, and I want to support you as you start to really grow your business, but I want to make sure it doesn't come at a cost that is your family and your own health. If that's happening, then it doesn't mean you have to quit. Maybe sometimes it does, but it just means that you have to reprioritize your priorities, okay? So here's the thing. At the end of the day, Success Club is a measure of accountability. It is not a measure of your ability, and it does matter. I want to see every person on here start to hit Success Club. I know Bethany and Brittany, y'all did last month, and that was incredible. But let me just be honest. As a team, that was the first time we had coaches hit Success Club in like a long time. A long time, okay? And I believe that we can do better. We can do better as a team because you all have heart. You all are driven by purpose. I know you. And so it's just, let's get out of the fear and bust out with intentionality, with the priority of, we know what works and we know what we have to offer, and we're just going to go for it. And 2B Mindset is an amazing opportunity to do that. Amazing opportunity. Don't like undervalue 2B Mindset and like let people get away with just a base kit. I mean, the base kit for $99 is amazing, sure. But man, did you see the prices? Because they're ridiculous. I don't even know how. 2B Mindset and Shakeology for $160, 2B Mindset, Shakeology, and BOD for $200. I was like, that's it? like 8-day session was more expensive. We're getting a nutritionist in our pocket. It costs $2,500. That's amazing. And so it's time to really like speak boldly to people about what you were offering, because after just Mexico and learning more about what we do and Shakeology and the product, I'm like, I have no shame talking about these things. And I have no shame saying that these are the requirements to get my time and to get into my groups. Because unless you have the tools, my ability to serve you gets stunted. I'm not able to give you more of my resources if you don't have workouts or Shakeology or anything. Then I'll be there for you and I can pray for you, and those are wonderful. But if you really want to see change in your health, if you want to beat diabetes, if you want to prevent heart issues that are coming down your family line, I need to give you tools that I fully believe in and stand behind. And so that's what you're doing. That's where Success Club comes very naturally, when you're leading with the purpose and you believe in the products. It's a belief issue. And so that's why Success Club, that's what it is. That's why it exists. That's who we are. We have a purpose-driven business. And so in order to get the results for the people that they need, we have to be willing to step out and do the things that are necessary to do so. So thank you for being here. If you caught the replay, make sure that you reach out to your upline coach if you have any additional questions. There's a lot of resources. Go back if you need anything repeated. If you would like the PowerPoint presentation itself, you just let me know and I'm happy to give that to you. Otherwise, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll talk to you soon.